Hi everyone, welcome to Workshop Wednesday. Thank you for joining me. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lisa Cunningham and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico. And I come live every Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time. I always have a project for you. It's usually one project. And then I also do a video on Fridays that I post. It's a pre-recorded video. I post it on my Facebook page and YouTube channel. And it's a fun fold. Every Friday I make a fun fold card. So please join me. If you're watching me on YouTube, subscribe. Both YouTube and Facebook, give me your thumbs up, likes, loves. I can use it all and it helps me get out there and share with more people. And as always, when you watch my video, if you share my video, you're entered into a prize drawing. And I randomly select somebody while I do the wheel of names. Put all your names in there and then let it pick who the winner is. And if you join my email list, you get the tutorial for each week's project. I send my email out on Friday. I try not to send out a lot of emails, just want to, try to send out one a week with the tutorial. And then if there's anything going on about new classes or something going on in the Stampin' Up! World, I will send out another email. Today we're going to be making a gift bag, and it's a good size gift bag. It measures 8.5 across, 9 inches tall, and 3 inches wide. And this is the bag that we'll be making. And I'm using the Coneflower Celebrations stamp set. And the dies. So this is what we're going to be making. But first, I have a lot of announcements. I have been busy creating classes. And I'm going to go on to my thing so I could see any comments on my iPad. So I have a bunch of announcements because I have a bunch of classes. Like I said, I've been busy. So first, of course, is my February Let's Create class. And, it's a monthly subscription. And part of my PDF tutorial, my printer's running out of ink and I'm waiting for my replacements in the mail. So your kit will always include a PDF tutorial with the step-by-step instructions for each of the projects. Plus there will be a video link to show, I do a video to show you how to put the projects together. So for February, we're using the Sweet Bugs bundle, the stamp set and dies. So you will need these. It's not included in your kit, but you can always add it. And I will pay the tax and shipping from Stampin' Up! So you will receive over $20 in Stampin' Up! Product in your kit, and you'll receive 5 project packets. So the project packets will include the materials for the package, but you will use some of the product that you get to for your projects as well. So this is one of them for this month. Here's another one. Gotta remember how these open. Like I said, I've been so busy creating so many things. I got things going on all over the place. And this one's a fun fold. It goes like this, then like this. And then just a mini little box that you could put treats in. So again, for this kit, you need to subscribe by February 7th to get the February kit. And then my March kit, I'm going to be using the Easter bundle. So if you have any questions on this one, let me know. My other class I have going right now is my Valentine treat package class, and we use the Endless Love bundle. And let me show you the projects. This one is I got 2 Valentine ding dongs in there, and then look, a gift card holder. This holds a gift card. This is a Starbucks one. And there's really no stamping. There's one stamp And you could omit it if you want to, but I'll show you. Other than that, you're using all the designer series paper. So this is one of the projects. These are all treat packages. Here is the stamping, and it's using this stamp. So you can omit it if you want to. What do I have in here? I got two Reese's Pink Hearts that fits in this box. There is this one, and this one has, I think, some Kit Kat bears and some Dove chocolates. I might have to dive into this box afterwards. Me and my darn sweet tooth. I wish I didn't have such a sweet tooth. But that is one. This is a slider box, and it holds these Twix hearts. And I got all my goodies at Target, Trader Joe's. And then here's another one. I call it a magazine rack box. I don't know why. But I got these caramel hearts at Trader Joe's. Those fit in there. You can put whatever. So those are your 5 projects. And again, on this one, you're going to receive $20 in Stampin' Up! Products. You're going to get a half a pack of the designer series paper, a spool of the bubble bath ribbon that you use, and a package of rhinestones. This class is $40. I hope that's right. It should be right. $40. And registration on this one ends the 31st. Okay, let me get those 2 out of the way. And then next, this is pretty much for my local customers. I'm having a Galentine's event, which we're going to use that same designer series paper, and you're going to come and make 8 cards. So here's the 8 cards, and you're going to get product, and you're going to have so much product left over that you'll be able to make some more. So you're going to make these 8 cards. You're going to get over $20 in products. I'm pretty sure it's either the linen thread or the red and white. This one's on back order right now, so I might have to go to the just linen thread. You're going to get a package of the rhinestones, and then you're going to get a full package of the designer series paper. I have used this paper. I barely even have any left because I've been creating all my projects. You're going to get a fun Valentine's heart-shaped gift box with some goodies inside. Oh, thanks, Lori. So that class is all treat packages. So these heart boxes, they're going to vary the designs. You're going to get a heart-shaped flute, and we're going to start off with some mimosas and some pastries. And this, again, is going to be in person here in Rio Rancho. So I will have the links to all of these classes. There will be some more pillow gifts for the Galentine's, but I don't want to give everything away. I've been working on them all day today, and it's just going to be fun. So that one, I need you to register by the 28th if you're going to do that class, because the class is on the 31st. So I'm going to do a quick turnaround, order my stuff to be shipped overnight, and have everything prepared for you. All right, so shall we start our project? Like I said, we're going to make this gift bag. Now, this is a big size bag. And then I want to show you another one I made with that, the product of the month, designer series paper. And I used the Layers of Beauty again to make my tag for my bag. But you notice I didn't put no sentiment, because I'm leaving this for when I need it. So if I need it for a birthday, I'll put a birthday sentiment on it. If I need it for anniversary, I'll put an anniversary. But you can make these bags with any designer series paper that you have. It does take 2 sheets. So if you have a lot laying around, it's perfect. You can use it. If you want my PDF tutorial, just sign up for my email list. And again, my printer is, I need my ink. And then if you share my video, again, I have a embellishment pack for my prize drawing. Okay, anything else? I think that's it. I keep saying let's start our project. So let's start our project. I'm going to be using the Made with Love designer series paper. And there was only 2 sheets of the one that I already used. And I had another package, but I had already used that designer series paper as well. So I'm going to choose this heart pattern one here for today's bag. I really like this one too, but we're going to go with this one. And let's move this out of the way. So super easy. We're going to use our Simply Score, which I just lost my scoring tool. Oops. It fell off, and who knows where it rolled to. Let me see if I could find it. I got it. Here it rolled way under my other desk. I like to use the short side. So this is designer series paper, and it's pretty thin. Well, it's not thin, but it's not cardstock. So you want to be careful when you score it. I always use the small tip. There's 2 different sizes. I use the small tip. So we're going to score both pieces at 3 inches. So you want to make sure your pattern is facing the correct direction. So this is the pattern that we want our bag to sit up. So we want it this direction. Make sure it's, if you have a pattern piece, you want to make sure it's in the correct direction. So again, we're going to score at 3 and then 11 and a half. And then we're going to turn it, just turn it once, because now this is going to be the bottom. So again, your pattern, you want to make sure it's the correct way. You don't want to, well, I guess you don't want to go this way, because if this is the bottom, it's not going to be the right way. So you want to turn it to the right. And we're going to score that at 3 inches. Okay, so let's get our other piece. Same thing. We're going to go at 3, 11 and a half, turn it to the right, and then at 3. And that's it on the scoring. And I like to use my Simply Score, because then I can control how hard I'm scoring. So we're going to fold those lines. Now let me see if I could even see them. So this is our 1/2 inch. This is our 3 inch. And then this is our 3 inch bottom. Now this bag goes together pretty easy. It's just all about your decorating. How are you going to decorate it? You know, how much effort do you want to put into the decorating? So and again, I'm not using a bone folder because again, this isn't cardstock, and these score lines are pretty easy. Okay, so now this is our 3 inch section at the bottom. So we're going to cut off this 1/2 inch section. I have my heater on in here because it's cold, and I like to angle the remaining 1/2 inch section. That is just my preference. And then we're going to cut up this one score line here. Hopefully you guys can see it. I was saying I have my heater on because it's cold, but I think I might have to shut it off. So we're going to do the exact same thing to this piece. Cut this off, this 1/2 inch section, 1/2 inch by 3 inch, and then, oops, angle it. And then we're going to angle this one, and then we're going to cut this one up again. This pattern's the score line's kind of hard to see on this red. And just cut this up. Okay. So we're supposed to be getting a lot of snow coming here in New Mexico this weekend. Okay, so these two are just gonna go together like so. So I'm gonna add some tear and tape to one of these, to this one section. So you're gonna fold it inward, We'll put some tear and tape on it. And I don't know if you guys seen, Stampin' Up! Has come out with a positioning tool since our Stamparatus had to go bye-bye. So this is gonna lay over like so. And you have to be careful when lining it up if you're using tear and tape, because it's gonna stick right away and you can't pull it up. All right, so we came out with a positioning tool. I got to order mine today. It's gonna be an ordering special, so if you wanna join my team, you'll be able to get it starting February 4th, I believe. So now I folded the other 1/2-inch section inward, adding some tear and tape, and remove that, and this should just fit over like so, so you don't have to be as careful as the first one, as my fingers stick. And look, there's our bag. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add some tear and tape to these 3-inch sections. Just, you don't have to add a lot. We're gonna put one of our flaps on it. Where's the other one? Flip it over this way. Add some here and here. So my team is called the Lucky Charms, and we do monthly meetings where we do some business talk, and then we do make and take. So we put some projects together, and that's once a month. And if you're long distance, you just you could join us through our Facebook page. We have a team Facebook page. Okay, so I know this is right up on the camera. So here's where I added the tape, and we're gonna flip this one over. And it's probably not that secure yet, but we're gonna fix that. So now we're gonna add tear and tape to the last flap. Oops. It got stuck. And okay, come on. I didn't want to use glue. You can use glue. I just didn't want to use glue for the video's sake. And look, that moved on me. That's why that's, uh-oh. Let me try to fix this without being all up in the camera. Okay, so then now this one's gonna fold over. And now I could stick my hand in here and ta-da, secure it. So there's basically the base of our bag. But now we're gonna make the handles. And I believe this is still 12 inches, yeah. So we're gonna need 2 pieces at 2.5 by 12. And I'm gonna do this stripe. So 2.5 by 12, and then 2.5 by 12, because we need 2 of them. And I'm gonna grab my Simply Score again, since we're using designer series paper, and we're gonna score these at 3/4 of an inch. Uh-oh, I accidentally pressed too hard and I heard that start to rip. So 3/4 inch and then 1 3/4. You just have to be very careful. If it's a thick designer series papers, a lot of times if we have the ones with gold in it, it's thicker. So 3/4 and 1 3/4. If we have the thicker one, you don't have to worry about pressure. It's just when it's the paper. So, now I was thinking maybe we should use this side, but maybe not, because the pattern of the X's and the O's. So we're gonna fold both of these in. Again, we don't need a bone folder, just use your hands, it's good enough. And I'm gonna just put a piece of tear and tape on one side. on each of them so that we can adhere them. I like this bag because it's a really good size bag, and it's actually very sturdy. I was showing my husband when I designed it, and he was even like, wow, that's a good sturdy bag. Okay, so now we can take our tape off and then just adhere this over. We'll do the same on this one. And there's our handles. So now I'm going to use my bone folder. Hi, Ann Margaret. Oh, I'm glad you got your card. You're welcome. Happy belated birthday. Anybody else wants to join my birthday list, I'll send you a birthday card. So I just want to write in a couple of times just to kind of round it, curve it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, oh yes, the Easter paper. I'm going to try and make another one of these, maybe just a little bit smaller. But you know, next month for my Let's Create Club, I'm going to use the Easter bundle with the paper and everything. So maybe that'll be a project for me. Because, you know, I always do at least one 3D project. Since it's Easter, I'll probably do 2. So I'm adding just 2 strips of tear and tape. There you go. Or 2-sided tape. And, oh, I didn't put it on this end. See, I can't talk and work at the same time. I get too distracted. I'm bad. Okay, so there. Now let's put, so on, oh my goodness, there went my bag. So what I did on mine is I brought them in at about 1.5 inches. If you want, you can make a mark. So from here, you can make a little mark there to know where to put your handle. Again, I'm one of those eyeballers, and so I'm just going to put the tip of where I put the adhesive and then go in 1.5 inches this way. And I'm going to say that's about 1.5. I think I might have did it. Well, I'm pretty close. I'm like 1 3/8, but it's good enough. So then on the other side, you could just match them. But you will, if you make a little pencil mark, you'll have to erase it because it's, unless you put it on the inside. So this one, I will just line up to the other side. And let's take this off. This is, like I said, this bag goes together pretty easy. It's just all about how you're gonna decorate it. And like, you could do like I did with the other one that I showed you, and you can make them ahead of time and then just wait to put a sentiment on it. So we're not done. We are going to use some Flirty Flamingo cardstock for the inside. And so we're gonna go 8.5. We want to reinforce those, let me make sure this is 8.5, yeah. We want to reinforce those handles. So this is gonna be 1.5 by 8.5. And I just did 8.5. Originally I had 7.5, but I did 8.5 because it's the size of the paper. And we are just going to add that. I have got to turn my heater off. I was so cold earlier. My hands were cold. So I'm going to add tear and tape. You could use glue again, but I'm just going to, for the sake of the video, we're going to add some tear and tape. The only thing is once this sticks, it sticks. I'm not ignoring anybody. I don't know why my my comments don't pop up. I have to check everything. So we will remove this. Remove this. And this. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna lay this way so hopefully you could see, but this is just gonna go right inside. Like I said, I did it 8.5 because that's the size of the paper, and that's actually the size of our bag. So that's gonna lay across just like so. Can you see that? It's just gonna lay right across. And that's just reinforcing those handles. So I'm gonna do it again on this side. And gotta watch how I'm putting it because I wanna make sure, because I don't wanna rip it up and tear my whole bag up. All right, so look, there's our bag. So now time to decorate. Finally, you guys are probably like, finally. Let me get all this tear and tape backing out of the way. And this should go fairly easy. We're gonna do some die cutting. So like I said, we're using the Coneflower Celebrations. And then I'm using the Party Banner dies just for my, basically it's like a big tag. So where, this is probably too big. Let's see, what all can we die cut since we got the cut and emboss out. Okay, this guy wants to move. Okay, so let's put a piece of tape so it can stay still. I think that, well, let's, the only other thing is maybe my flower, because the other ones we kind of want to stamp first. So our flower center, besides the other two flowers. So my banner is real red. The inside of my flower is going to be pecan pie. And let's move this over so you guys can see. I'm going to do this in my instructions. I'm calling it the double flower. I didn't know what to call it. The double flower, the folded flower. But when you get the PDF, this is the double flower. Okay. This one is the outline flower. So we're going to cut that. And then we're going to do some stamping, and then we'll come back and die cut some more. All right. Do you guys see yourself making these bags? Like I said, it wasn't too much going together. It's just the decorating part. Okay, so we're gonna fold this in, well, I won't fold it yet. We're gonna stamp this, and we're gonna stamp it in Flirty Flamingo with the outline. And this, for the most part, isn't really gonna be seen. I probably should have did it the other way. I should have did it this way. Easier. It's really not gonna be seen, but I wanted to add that little texture underneath. So you just stamp without me sticking my head in. It's pretty good because this is actually going to go on there. Our pecan pie piece, we're going to glue that on. And I think we should stamp before. Well, this one is going to get, with just some dimensionals, and we're only going to add the dimensionals to the top here. So really, I guess you only need like 2. And then it is going to go on like so. So see how you barely see the, oops, the stamping underneath? but I wanted that to be seen so that it wasn't just plain. And now this is actually our card. So on mine, I stamped on the inside, I stamped celebrating you. So, and we're gonna do that in real red. And I'm stamping this towards the top. That way you could fill it in with, you know, your message. So celebrating you. Now, you know, this bag could be a Valentine's bag, but I wanted to put that so like so. Now we got some more stuff to do. We got some more stamping. We need our stem. We need our leaves. We need some hearts. We need a butterfly and some more hearts. All right, so, oh, I forgot the old olive. Good thing everything's around my work desk. Okay, so we're gonna stamp the stem in old olive on old olive cardstock. We're gonna stamp our leaves on old olive in old olive. Wow, say old olive a bunch of times. And we're going to stamp, because I'm going to die cut. So I'm going to stamp all the things that need to be stamped. We're going to stamp our butterfly in Memento ink. Did I do, yeah, I did do Memento. Because I was like, maybe I did Daffodil Delight, but we're going to color it in with Daffodil Delight. Okay, so let's get all these ink pads out of the way. So with the Daffodil Delight, where's my bin? I'm just going to go around the edges with the dark. This is dark. And just kind of go around. And you know, you can color on colored paper. We just want to put a little color. And then I colored the body in with the dark. And I believe I went around some of these. Just trying to, again, add texture. And then now we're going to go in and just color it in with the light. And it just adds some color. Just light color. All right. Any of you that are demonstrators and watching, are you going to Long Beach? I can't wait. My son went to college at Cal State Long Beach, so it's been a while. This is our tag. I'm going to move that. We're going to get our die cutting out and cut some more. So I haven't been there in a while. I think maybe the last time I went to California, I actually had to fly into Long Beach, and I couldn't believe how much the airport has changed from when my son went to school. It used to be like only 3 gates. So now there's probably like, I don't know, 6 or 7. But they added restaurants and there was a lot to do. So we have a daughter that lives in Southern California. So my husband's going to go with me. And we're going to visit our daughter and son-in-law after I finish On Stage. I love the Magic Mat too. It's like the best ever. I probably need to change this one. I've had it for a long time and I have a bunch because, you know, scrapbook.com, they give a lot of free gifts and a lot of times they have these magic mats as, oops, I seen this one move. So I'm going to tape it. A lot of times the magnetic plate, when you have a lot of dies, they like attract to each other, I guess. And so they tend to move. So that's why, oops, that wasn't very good. I need a bigger piece. I have this blue tape everywhere. It's another thing from Scrapbook. All right, I love their tools that help us out. Yeah, I don't know, my butterfly might have moved. I hope not, but okay, let's get all these. And I think that is it finally on the die cutting. Okay. Right? I wish it was. They do have a magnetic one though. Actually, they came out with one. I might have it. That one's not it, but I think I might have the magnetic one. But since I'm using my old Stampin' Up! One, I'm not using it. Okay, so for our leaves, but I'm positive they have a magnetic one. For the leaves, I am going to glue one of them on top, which will be this one. So just put a little glue, and I'm gluing that on top. And this one I'm going to glue underneath. Again, a little bit of glue. And yes, I made a mess with the glue, and I'm not touching it because then I'm going to get that all over my fingers. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our mini dimensionals and put a few on our stem. Okay, it wants to move away from me. I know those leaves aren't dried yet, but that should be enough. And I hope these don't move on me. My nails, I can't seem to grab these backings for whatever reason. My nails are all different. Since I finally stopped taking the cancer medication, my nails are growing, but they're still not 100%. They're not strong. They break so easy. All right, so now we have our banner. So we're just going to adhere this at an angle. So pretty much you could line your stem up with the corner. And then now we're going to put, where's our big dimensionals? We're going to put our flower on there. And I probably could have, where's my bone folder? Scored this a little better so it could, or burnish it, not score it. So it folds down. Let's use this little piece that I have, and we'll add one more here. And put this right over our stem. We're going to add our little butterfly over here, like so. He's floating in the air. And so now my hearts, I use the I use the bee builder punch. I love this punch. So we're going to do 2 red ones, 2 real red, and 2 flirty flamingo. I use these hearts a lot. This bee builder. When I have a lot of scraps, I'll just punch out hearts because, you know, we can always use them. I don't even know if I'm doing that right. I just put glue and says, okay, I'm going to stick my hearts right there. And like so. I'm going crazy on the glue today. All right. So that's our banner. We're going to put these ones on the bag. So let's add a bunch of dimensionals to this banner so we can stick it on our bag. Back to our bag, which is over here. And we're just going to stick that. This fits almost perfectly in between the handles. So make sure that those are all stuck. I forgot I was using different paper. Should I have punched the hearts out in white, or do you guys think red? What do you think? What do you think? Tell me, tell me. Because I could grab some white and punch them out in white instead of red. I did red because I had the pink bag. Any thoughts? Any thoughts? All right, well, I'll let you guys decide. Well, I stamped my sentiment, which is over here. where did my sentiment go? Right here. So we're going to stamp the sentiment. You want to go with the, one says red, one says white. I need a tiebreaker. I need a tiebreaker. Okay, we're going to do happy belated birthday because lately I've been late on birthdays, right, Anne Margaret? And I'm going to trim this down to, like, what did I have it trimmed down to? You just really need to trim it close to the words. I was trying not to make it big. I know I have it trimmed down. I do have the dimensions, but I'm just going to trim it down close. Okay, who's my tiebreaker? Who's my tiebreaker? Or how about we put both? Or how about one of each? Okay, so this is going to go over. Here is, let's see, I have this little scrap. Okay, you guys know what the trick to do with this? When you have a small piece, you add a Post-it to it. And then you can stick it in there with your Post-it. And then cut. And then if I move this around, we can get a white one. You know what? I think I'm gonna do one of each because look at the pattern. It's got red and white. So let's do a big red and then a little white. Yay, nay. That way we get both in there. Or do you? I don't know. Okay. I'm doing one of each. That way you guys get what you want. You get red and you get white. So I just added these at the last minute because I wanted to add, I didn't want to leave the bag plain. And there. Now you notice I didn't add any embellishments. Like I said, look, I'm going crazy on glue today. You could even add these other ones over here if you wanted, but we have these ones. But you could add rhinestones, you could add pearls. Again, decorate whatever you want. We're going to use this real red ribbon and we are going to tie a bow and then we will be done with this bag. Let me turn this around so that we get both shiny sides. And what did I do? I thought I turned it around. And let's tighten that. I'm like, what's going on here? How did I lose this piece? And then this one. And then we just trim. And we are done. There is our bag, and then there's your card already attached to it. Oops, I didn't attach this. See, I told you I get sidetracked. So on this one, I just put a dimensional on each side. This probably could have all been done before I attached it to the bag. And then just like so. I'm gonna press that down. And there is our bag. So here's the one we just did, and here's the original. So because there's only 2 pieces of designer series paper in the package, I had to make a different pattern. Which one do you guys like better? Do you like the pink? Do you like the flirty flamingo? I use the same color handles. But again, it's a good size bag. Like I said, it's 8.5 by 9 by 3 wide. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. Be sure and join me for my Fun Fold Friday. I forgot what card I'm making. Oh, I'm using the Weekend Adventures stamp set. So join me on Friday at 12 o'clock noon. I will have a video posted here and then also on my YouTube channel. So be sure and subscribe. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and hopefully you're not going to get the cold weather like we are, and you could stay warm. Take care and join me next week. You guys like them both, and the Flirty Flamingo. Yeah, this one actually is really nice. I mean, I like the flowers. That's what I think I went with the flower. That's why I went with the flower stamp set, because it had the flowers on it. But thanks again for joining me. You guys take care and have a good week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.